Hello, welcome to English Studies Hub. My name is Jackie and I'm excited to be here today. We will look at literary genres in literature. That's our topic for today, literary genres. Have you subscribed to my channel? If you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. If you have subscribed, thank you for keeping us in business. We are exceedingly happy that you're here with us, that you're one of our subscribers, and we hope that you've been gaining a thing or two from our videos. Alright, in today's video, you will know the three literary genres that we have in literature. You would also identify the features of the genre of literature, and then you would identify each of the genres. We'll just give you examples. What is literature? We cannot talk about genre without first considering what literature means. Literature is a subject that is studied in schools. So we're not looking at it from the perspective that it is any kind of writing. No, we are looking at it from the perspective, from the point of view that it is a subject studied in school. So a literary work or a work considered as literature is a writing specifically considered to be an art form in the form of prose fiction, drama, or poetry. It's a method or mode of expression in prose, drama, or poetry, right, which adopts suggestion and indirection in conveying its meaning. This definition is derived from Egudu. We modify the definition given by Egudu that literature is a method or mode of expression where he identified suggestion and indirection as that method. Now, what are the genres of literature? What do we mean by genres of literature? By genre, we mean a distinctive type or category of literary composition characterized by a particular style, form, or content. So we're not going to dwell so much in different genres depending on how you look at literature. Whenever genre is mentioned, it simply means kinds or types or categories or divisions. So genres of literature, types of literature, kinds of literature, categories of literature. So our concern here is on these three broad categories: drama, prose, or poetry. Drama, prose, or poetry. That's drama, prose, poetry. Drama, prose, poetry. All right. So here for drama, we say that drama is an imitation of life. It's derived from Aristotle. It's an imitation of life, specific mode of fiction represented in performance in a theater or radio or television. So what that means is that literature captures life, is an imitated version of reality, of what happens in real life. It's usually enacted, it is usually performed on stage, on radio, and television. And in recent time, we see it on social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You go there to relax and watch people perform. Those are recorded performance. Now, one thing about drama is that it is written in dialogue form. So you have a character and then um, the words or the expressions made by the character. It's divided like that. So it's written in dialogue form. You would see it. Character A speaking with character B and so on and so forth. Then action is one very significant feature of drama. Action is very important. When you pick up a play, a drama text, it's not about the words used, it's about the action. So when the writer writes out the words to be said by the character, it's not in the saying of those, it is how those words are said. That is the action. So such expressions, such words are performed and not just spoken. So it's very important. Then we also know that drama is divided, right? The events in drama are, presented in acts and scenes. The main division is act, scene is the smaller division. So you can have scenes subsumed in acts. So you can have act 1, scene 1, act 1, scene 2, act 1, scene 3, and so on and so forth. Now let's look at prose. Prose is derived from the word prosa, which means straightforward. All right, it's a genre of literature that is written in everyday language of ordinary people. So the way we talk is the way you would see the expression in prose literature. That is why it is said to be straightforward. So it's largely narrative. It's written in narrative form. Here, it means that somebody is telling the story. And who can tell the story? A character can tell the story. If a character is telling the story, we say that that story is presented in first person's point of view. So the predominant pronoun used is I. Someone is telling the story. So most times autobiographies are presented in first person's point of view. Then we have third person's point of view, which is presented in the third person he, she, it. So what it means is that someone else is narrating the story. Someone outside the story is narrating the story, but that person knows about everything that everyone within the story does. So then, even though we say that prose is written in narrative form, you discover that within the story, the narrative, you could encounter dialogues and conversations. So you have the narrative, the narration spiced with conversations. It's usually written in reported speech. And then actions and events in a prose fiction are usually presented in chapters. So instead of having that division of act and scene as we have in drama, we have chapters instead in prose. So you have chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and so on and so forth. Right, and then we have poetry. Poetry is derived from a Greek word which means to make or to produce. To make or to produce. And of course, what are we making or producing? The art of making verses. The art of producing verses. All right. The example I'll give you, the songs that we sing in churches that are written in verses. So, a method, we can say that poetry is a method of literary expression which suggests by means of imagery, rhythm, and sound. This is taken from Egudu 1979. So, we have the this definition from William Wordsworth. He said that it's the spontaneous overflow of powerful emotion recollected in tranquility. That's the definition of poetry from William Wordsworth. And then we know that poetry employs images, rhythm, and sounds, and that it is written in verse or stanzas. When you are talking about poetry, when you are analyzing poetry, you use persona. That's the character in a poem. Persona, the persona. And then in the analysis, you use lines. In this line, in line 1, in line 2, you use lines, you use stanzas, and you use verses. Okay? Then let's look at some of the examples of drama, prose, and poetry. For drama, we have Macbeth by William Shakespeare. We have Trials of Brother Jairo by Wole Soyinka. We have Esoteric Dialogue by Emeka Egudang, very interesting drama text. And then for prose, we have Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. Achebe is the father of modern African literature. Then we have Purple Hibiscus by Chimamanda Adichie. And then we have African Child by Kamara Laye. And then for poetry, we have The Fence by Lenry Peters. They Too Are the Earth by Niyi Oshindare, and Casualties by J.P. Clark. I encourage you to get these texts, drama, prose, and poetry, and read them. They are very interesting. Very interesting. On a final note, we have come to the end of this video. Please do visit us at www.englishstudieshub.com. Now, don't forget to like our video and share it with all your contacts. Please do not forget. See you in our next video. Bye.